You're still watching Joy News Desk on Multi TV. Now, Minister for Trade and Industry, Dr. Ekospio Gabra, says Ghana is set to partner with over 13 Indian companies in the local production of sugar. Between $300 to $400 million is expected to be invested in the venture over the next 3 months. The Trade and Industry Minister explains the move forms part of measures to boost local production as well as reduce the about $500 million used to import sugar annually.
There are several Indian companies interested in Ghana's sugar industry in particular. They've gone up and down the countryside. They've gone all the way to the north, to the Savelugu, to the Buipe area. They've seen the Afram Plains. They've come below the Volta Lake. They've seen the Commander opportunities. They've seen the Suchuari areas. They are sizing up the soil conditions and the, other agronomic factors, temperature, the challenge of insecticides and, insects or other weedicides, etc., to decide where is the best location to site their plantations and their factories. They need a lot of land. That's one of the biggest challenges, almost 100,000 hectares of land throughout the country. And these are huge projects, $300 million, $400 million projects.
When do
the announcements will be made. I'm sure they will be made this year because they are very eager, very anxious to move quickly. They need to do this as quickly as we want them to do it. So before the end of this year, by God's grace, you will hear a couple of announcements on this.
Insurance companies across West Africa are targeting the development of micro-insurance to increase insurance penetration in the sub-region. Secretary General of the West African Insurance Companies Association, William Coker, tells Joy Business they intend using mobile technology to bridge the insurance awareness gap in rural areas to promote micro-insurance.
The Secretary General of WAICA spoke to Joy Business after a news briefing ahead of the 37th Annual General Meeting and Education Conference in Accra. William Coker says the meeting will allow insurance companies to deliberate and share experiences on how to develop the microinsurance sector.
We're having experiences from Kenya. We're having experiences from the Philippines. People are coming from these countries to share their experiences with us. And these countries have a very developed microinsurance system. The microinsurance exchanges, experiences that we share here will be replicated and put into concrete practice to benefit a whole lot of people in the rural areas especially. If we can achieve that, I think we would have done a good deal. Making sure that we spread and increase the penetration of insurance in our various countries.
He admits insurance awareness and the infrastructural deficits of rural communities remain a challenge to the quest to increasing penetration. But with the advent of mobile technology, William Coker says that should be surmounted.
One of the challenges that we ourselves as insurance face is, for example, how do you translate a word like indemnity, which is an insurance word, Inchui or Fanti or Mandinga or any of the other languages in West Africa. It is a challenge. So that to be able to translate those words and get the right meaning is a challenge in itself. Some of these villages are, who need us, are sometimes unreachable. Not only in all over Africa, they are unreachable because of infrastructure. Now, how do you get to those? Fortunately, mobile technology is coming into play, and you don't have to go there in person.
The two-day conference will take place between 20th and 22nd April in Accra.
Well, information coming in indicates that nurses at the Ridge Hospital have called off their strike following a meeting with authorities of the Ghana Registered Nurses Association. Our reporter Kemini Nyamani-Amano is on this beat. She joins us live with the very latest on this one. Hello, Kemini.
Hi, Governor.
Can you confirm whether indeed this strike has been called off?
Well, I could say that that's the information I'm gathering. I should also add that the GRNA, together with the chief nursing officer here at Ridge, are still in a meeting with the nurses who work here at Ridge. But what I gather is that indeed they have called off their strike. They are yet to address us officially. A question that was asked to them by the official of the GRNA was, are we going back to work? The response was yes. I got a source from inside who also told me that indeed they're going to call off the strike. But again, I have to add that they're yet to be officially told that the strike has been called off.
I see. Could it be that their concerns might have been addressed? All of them, I must say.
It's difficult to say, because then we haven't heard officially from these nurses why they want to call off the strike. But earlier I spoke with the administrator who told me that the essence of this meeting between the nurses and the GRNA and the chief nursing officer is only because they want them to accept what they had tabled earlier before the nurses, which is, if you recall, that they should take an advance salary payment from the bank where they get their salaries from. This, you also remember, the nurses rejected outright. But now it looks like if it's anything to go by, it looks like that is the way forward now. That is how the nurses will proceed.
Okay. We'll be getting back to you, Kemini, for some more on this particular one. Thank you very much for that update. That was Kemini Nyamani Amano at the Ridge Hospital, giving us some information over there that indeed the nurses are going to call off the strike, and it was based on a meeting they had with authorities of the Ghana Registered Nurses Association. Moving on now, and codes of conduct for government appointees and public officials will soon get legislative backing. The codes were launched by government last year to regulate the behavior of persons in public office. Now, opening the second meeting of cabinet secretaries from across Africa, President John Mahama said the bill is currently awaiting consideration in Parliament.
Secretaries of Cabinet across Africa held their second meeting here in Accra. They deliberated on how to build capacity and provide technical support to Secretaries of Cabinet to improve the assistance they render to respective governments, which in turn reflects on the quality of policy formation. Dr. Enesu is President of the Council of African Cabinet Ministers.
And especially to ensure that relevant communities and other stakeholders are consulted in the development of the policy, and other ministries are actively involved where necessary. Your Excellency, although the government systems in our countries vary considerably, Cabinet Secretariats can and do play a key role in supporting the President or Prime Minister and members of the government to develop and implement effective policies. Despite our different systems, the policy analysts who are coming together in our international training workshops are finding the experience sharing and practical training very useful.
President John Mahama said the Codes of Conduct for Public Officials is part of policy initiatives aimed at accountable governance, an end which Cabinet Secretaries are expected to help heads of states achieve.
Through the help of our Cabinet Secretariat, various codes of conduct for government appointees and public officials have been adopted and are being implemented. In order to give real meaning to these codes, I have requested, and the processes are currently ongoing, to pass them into law and make them binding. For example, the Public Officers Code of Conduct Bill is currently before Parliament awaiting consideration. The quest to strengthen transparency and accountability in policy formulation also requires the establishment of a machinery and systems to make the process of policy making and implementation more efficient. We are prepared to open up our Secretariat and share our processes and initiatives with you with a view to helping with the African Government's Cabinet Network broad objectives of enhancing transparency and accountability. Only 2 cabinet sittings ago, we moved a step higher when I launched for the use of all members an e-cabinet platform for our cabinet deliberations.
The Africa Cabinet Government Network seeks to bridge the gap between policy formation and implementation by empowering cabinet secretaries. Gifty Andopia, Joy News, The Palm, Accra.
Okay. Well, that'll be it for this hour. My name is Kwabna Chencheni Boating. Do well to visit myjoyonline.com for more news. We'll be back at noon with Joy News today. Have a good morning.